Have you ever attempted C block? No, you have completed it, haven't you?
No, I've never completed it, and I'm unsure if I'd immediately want to, but I have done it. Let's see. Give me a second. Oh, so we're not actually making plastic. Whoops.
Has the recipe changed? Presumably.
Oh, we were making plastic, but the entire factory chain is just gone.
What? Figures, to be honest.
Well, I got plastic at least for a little while. That's enough to make a bunch of unused air filters. Let's see. Anyway, as far as C block goes, I did a whole bunch of it back for an Extra Life stream like years ago.
Uh-huh.
And then I tried doing it with my fan base. It was a lot easier with my fan base because they would do like half the work for me.
Yeah.
Actually, they did most of the work, and I just kind of sat there and watched and talked. I think I just pulled out my tablet and started drawing eventually because I was like, yeah, they got this.
Do you, if you don't mind me asking, do you do much drawing, sort of like recreationally, just for fun?
Not as much as I should. That's the answer. The main thing is, I spend a lot of time streaming and recording for, that should be pretty obvious. And so that doesn't leave a whole lot of free time to just kind of draw on my own.
Yeah.
Let's see. But if I have a D&D campaign I'm working on, for example, or something equivalent, I will spend a considerable amount of my day ooh. Okay. Let's see. I will spend a considerable amount of time drawing and working on that sort of stuff. I need a goal, otherwise I kind of get lost.
Yeah, like a thumbnail, for example.
Yeah.
Like that's a
yes.
objective.
Yep. So thumbnails are really easy because I can sit down in maybe 2-3 hours. It's just the telling myself, okay, let's sit down for 2 to 3 hours and actually, work on this today.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's not so easy.
Yeah. That's interesting, actually. It's one of these weird things, right? When you make YouTube videos, nobody tells you about the thumbnails before you get started. You just have to do it. And it's
I got so lucky with those. My last job had me making thumbnails for Flash games.
Wow.
And so I was working on that, and then I realized partway through, holy shit, this is the best possible training I could receive for doing this sort of thing in YouTube.
Mm-hmm. That is very fortunate, actually. So I was not blessed to be an artist, unfortunately.
It's definitely not. I always hate that exact phrasing because people like to act like being
it's
an
not
artist
talent.
is
it's practice. Yeah, I get
it is absolutely. There is definitely there's definitely talent involved. I've known a number of people that were just truly naturally gifted, but as somebody that was absolute shit, and the only superpower that I had going into artwork was just raw determination for many years.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have people that would be like, man, I wish I was as talented as you. And it's like, it's not talent.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of just an overdone gripe at this point.
Yeah. It's valid though, isn't it? I mean, it's understandable. It's understandable why you would get grumpy about it.
Okay. We are now filtering the air.
Filtering the air.
Do you know if there's a pollution statistics thing somewhere? I want to say there is.
Oh, I want to say there is too, actually. That's a very good question. A very, very good question indeed. Yeah, I don't know, actually. Sorry, I can't be more
No, it's fine.
helpful.
Let's see. How much pollution are we even putting out on a per... Oof.
A lot, by any chance?
Yeah, it's bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
What up?
Wait. Pollution production. Interesting.
Okay.
So if you press P, you can actually check. We might be filtering enough.
Oh, yeah. Mining drones. Look at them go. That is where all of our pollution is coming from. Holy cow.
I had no idea the mining drones were that bad.
I had no idea that they put out pollution. I thought they just were humans.
Yeah. I don't see anything about them. Okay. Huh.
So when I said, oh my god, look at this massive spike. You see that massive spike when I constructed like 1,000 mining drones for the stone?
Yep.
It's all my fault. The whole thing is my fault, Wander. The whole thing is my fault. Oh boy. Oh boy. What a what a wacky time.
One way or another, we have some level of pollution management, and hopefully we'll be able to start recycling this pretty quick. Because I've always wanted to do a Factorio run where I am pollution neutral, but I've just never gotten to that point yet.
Environmentally friendly.
Oh,
offset
hey,
your carbon.
By the way,
yeah.
I'm going to rain on your parade a little bit. There is a greenhouse Krastorio tech.
Oh, okay.
Which
biotech is the easiest way of doing this. There is definitely
I'm looking at it now.
Let me guess, it's much easier.
It converts water straight into wood.
Oh, you know what? You know what? We're doing it this way. We're gosh darn doing it. I've spent too much time. We're doing it. I'm making wood this way. I'm doubling down. If I see any greenhouses, they will be raised. They will be.
So what you're saying is I have to get Factorissimo and hide them from you.
Some hidden greenhouses. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it.
I think I'm going to get the I'm going to get a couple just to start with, and once your setup is going, because I think your setup will have a faster output eventually.
I'm building it to be bigger. Like it's going to be huge.
Yeah. Wow. I can just see it down there.
Yeah. This is only half of it, by the way. There's another.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot.
So I'll start with some really basic greenhouses so I can get basic tech cards going like now, and then once yours is up to snuff, then we just main bus it on and rip up my old greenhouses or just kind of forget about them.
Yeah, that sounds perfect. I'm trying to do this all. I'm trying to do this all with compact loaders, because like the number of seeds and saplings and stuff, it's just huge. But I'm just thinking it through. Flippin' heck. It's gonna be truly massive. It's gonna be truly massive. Oh boy.
Okay. No, I shouldn't be lazy here. I'm always lazy when it comes to copper wire, and I just have a bunch of factories just outputting stupid amounts of them. But what I really should probably do is actually measure it.
Get a good ratio. I feel like if you get a good ratio at the start, then you'll be
Yeah.
You'll be pretty sorted for like the majority of the game. Okay. Oh, man. You know what? This Control V, Control C, Control V trick. It's great. It's really, really good. Don't need a big stupid blueprint for everything that I do now. It's wonderful. Okay. Let's see. Control V. That's it. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so how do I check our filtering? How do I chastise
Press
you
P.
about our filtering? Okay.
If you do P and go to pollution,
Uh-huh.
You can see I really wish it was the same as the power levels, but you can actually see the current rate that things are going.
So we're not quite...
I think we're actually currently at a net zero pollution. But some of the pollution is being absorbed by the spawners, and I don't know how to convince the filters to not do that.
Okay. Alright. That's weird.
I think
okay.
the trick would be trees? Or
because the bio nurseries, I noticed there actually the bio nurseries do absorb some of the pollution.
Yeah, they do. They actually absorb a decent amount of it, and so I think if we went heavy on that, or just got like a silly amount of trees and surrounded much of our base in trees, that would do the trick. I just wanted to wait until we had better wood production.
Yeah. Absolutely. Connected. Do we have... Yeah, we got power. That's cool. Yeah. I think, weirdly, it might... as soon as I start these greenhouses up, or these biofarms as they're referred to, as soon as I start them up, I think they also might start to start consuming some of the pollution as well.
Yeah. Yeah, your whole setup is actually really good for a pollution neutral setup.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've always wanted to do one.
Well, now's the time. You know, don't let your dreams be dreams, as Shia LaBeouf would say. He's a big inspiration to me. Don't let your dreams be dreams. No, not at all. That goes in.
You know, I know years ago... Oh, right. He got caught for plagiarism. That's what it was.
Did he?
Yeah. That's what turned him into a persona non grata for a while. That he got caught for plagiarizing someone's speech, or... I think it was like a speech or something. But that a lot of people... suddenly just had no interest in Shia LaBeouf and were like yelling at him on the internet because you're not supposed to do that.
Supposedly, he's like a legit actor, though.
Yeah. The interesting thing is, like, it made him withdraw really heavily and turn him into kind of, not a recluse, but like super turbo artist. I think it was already on that way, but that's what happened to his, or that's what led to his weird, like, just do it speech. That he was trying to... I don't know if he was acting out or what exactly was his...
Yeah, what the deal was there.
The impetus for that.
That's a funny one, actually. That's a funny one. It's... Yeah, turbo artist is a good way of putting it. I don't know. I don't really understand turbo artists, to be honest. It's a bit of a weird world, really.
Me either. Like, I do art, but I've always been more on the practical side of it. Like, I don't really do the whole, like, super emotional stuff. I'll draw big robots because they're cool, but I'm not gonna go like super artsy fartsy about anything because it just doesn't work for me.
Yeah. But at the same time, we do need some turbo artists, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
Push the boundaries of art. I think that's very important. Okay. Right. And then this goes in there. All right. So, I mean, I guess, yeah, you said wood pulp would give us fertilizer, or would eventually become fertilizer. Which I'm going to take your word for. Ditch all that. Nice. All right. Do you ever think, hey, what if somebody really famous is just watching my YouTube video? You ever think that? You know, Leo could be watching?
I've wondered that sometimes.
Uh-huh.
Huh. The Just Do It was a planned video intended to generate exactly the effect that it did. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm sure he did.
Don't doubt
so
that.
I've thought about that, and I don't know. I've had a couple of moments like that here and there. So specifically, my outro music is from just like a random chiptunes artist. Or, a remixer. That said, like, yeah, just use this for whatever. If you want to use this in, like, your YouTube videos, like, go for it. Just leave proper attribution. And so one day, I got a comment from the musician being like, I've been watching your videos for years, and just now occurred to me, you've been using my music this entire time. You know, thank you so much, blah, blah, blah. And it was super cute, and just like a total random from my perspective.
I mean, you must get, like, developers commenting on your videos
yes.
from time to time. Which I guess is, like, kind of similar.
Yeah.
In a way.
Found out that... Have you ever heard of Nerduke, or probably not?
Not as far as I can recall.
Okay. He made a lot of games that were... I'm not going to say super inspirational for me, but, like... I was really big into them before I started doing YouTube. And this week, or like kind of within the past couple weeks, he's just been showing up to all of my streams, even though like I haven't covered any of his games recently. He's just been showing up anyway just to hang out. And it is very strange. Yeah. Not in a negative manner, but it's just like...
Yeah. Holy cow. Yeah.
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 And I guess from my perspective, it's weird to think that I'm starting to become a YouTuber that people watch.
Yeah, like, he's watching in his free time, not because he's invested interest in his own game being a success, if that makes sense. He's just there for entertainment, presumably.
Exactly. And so, I've actually seen this with a number of developers mentioning that they watch my videos just both for fun, but also, like, because I will rip games apart sometimes and, like, taking pointers from me, and I'm just like, I need to watch mildly what I say because I might actually be influencing people. And it's not like I ever say anything particularly terrible, so I don't have to worry too much. But there is that mild level of just, like, there's a very real possibility that, like, the next notch is just going to be watching my videos. And that's going to be a very strange experience.
That is really, really weird to consider. I mean, how do you feel? How do you feel about, like, criticizing games? And I mean, I don't mean, like, I just mean, like, critiquing games and just giving them, like, terrible marks.
I will rarely talk heavily about a game I don't like because people react very negatively to that. And it is uncommon for me to sit down and rip a game to shreds because the devs might be watching, and they have been watching. I remember ripping a roguelike apart once, just being like, this is making all of these mistakes. And the developers had this very humble thing about, like, you know, we're sorry, we'll fix it, and so on and so forth. And I'm like, I am a monster, and I wasn't even that mean. I was super constructive, but I was just like, I probably could have been nicer about that. And so I've been trying to temper myself a little bit. If I don't like a game, I usually just stop. There's a couple where I'm a little bit more unkind. Do you know the game Iron Harvest came out this week?
Yes, I've seen it on your channel, I think.
Yeah, really liked it. Great game. Save system absolutely busted. I played like the first mission. And was like maybe 3 minutes from being done. Quick loaded to like 2 minutes prior, just because something bad had gone wrong, and I wanted to, like, you know, kind of reboot and do it right second time around. And it booted me back to the very beginning of the mission. And I sat down and said, this is why I generally don't trust games out of Deep Silver, because this always happens. And went on talking about that for a while, and it's like, maybe they watched, but like otherwise my praise for the game was pretty substantive, you know. I was pretty positive with the game itself. It's just like your save system being broken in a game that encourages save scumming from the very get-go is like, ooh, you gotta
I don't know. See, the thing is that most of the games that you play, most of the games that I play, you know, they come from small development teams. They're not like AAA titles. So it's always like, how do you... If you feel strongly about how bad a game is, how do you go about expressing that to the people who trust your opinion, but at the same time not insulting somebody who has poured their heart and soul into this title?
Rarely will I ever straight up like insult a game, for example. You know, I will almost never say this is just a bad game. And if I do, I will have I will sit down and like kind of break down why, because I think that why is more important than even the good or bad. Holy shit. Yeah. Oof. Well, we'll see how this works. These greenhouses do not put out wood very fast.
That's okay. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. You can rely on me. Do we still... Oh yeah, we still got steel. Oh, you've got these fantastic warehouses in place now. That looks great.
Yep. I like warehouses. They're super nice. How's our defenses doing? Too. Decent. I'm going to need some plasma. And I can't do plasma until we get silicon. Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
we already have silicon processing. What?
Oh, yeah?
When that happen? I have not been paying attention.
I don't think I did it.
I must have queued it up and just total zero brain. It just happens. Okay. So we need sand and water. I'm going to go work on that.
Oh, video game.
How's it going? Messy?
Just not... I had this plan. I had this great plan of how I was going to... Do you know, like we do for the... I can't even think. I can't even think now. But basically taking... You know, like the research.
Yeah.
Like the research flasks, you know, sort of to propagate them around. I was planning to do that for seedlings as well, but apparently that's not possible, and I can't sabotage. I can't drag from the input slot. I have to drag from the output slot, apparently. I think probably the size of the building is something to
Oh, I see what you're...
It was going to work so well, but now it's not. It's okay, though. It's okay. I shall persevere. I'll manage. It's just a bit of a pain in the backside. but it's okay.
Worst comes to worst, what you could do is take your entire seedling and seed setup and move it a little bit away, so you have some more room to maneuver.
I was thinking about that. And that, to be honest, that's the easiest bit to do. And I might actually do that. Yeah, you know what? I might actually do that.
Because I think you painted yourself into a corner, and that's why this feels complicated.
I think you might be onto a winner with that one. It was never supposed to be this big. And yet here we are. Alright. Go. And delete all of that. Good stuff. Great suggestion. Great suggestion. Doesn't solve everything, but it gets us 50% of the way there. Okay. It's a good thing that the construction robots still work.
Yes.
It's quite nice.
I am glad. Yeah, we're close to automation. Like, we could probably do some amount of it.
Yeah.
See. Or not automation, logistics drones. There we go.
Yeah, robots. Proper robots. I don't know, I kind of feel attached to these little droid things now. It's almost going to be a shame to see them disappear. Okay. All right.
I mean, I still use them in my solo run. I just don't use them for a lot of the base tasks. But they're 1,000 times faster than having a construction robot do it for me.
I can believe that, but I guess like for logistics and whatnot, we still need droid things.
Okay. I wonder if we use quartz for anything else.
Is it glass production that you're gonna restart?
So what I'm doing is I'm making. Oh shoot. I gotta make sand. Sand is in crusher now.
Which crusher though? That's the real question.
I'm trying to keep
crusher?
the Krastorio setup, just because.
Pollution. I think we might be putting out. I think we're still putting out more pollution than we. We're putting out more pollution than we're sucking in.
I think so, yeah. But it's less.
Yeah.
Yeah,
also,
it is actually less than it was previously.
I think by getting rid of all of the trees with the construction bots, we doomed ourselves as well.
I won't deny that. However, we will soon have potentially enough wood.
I think I can... hold up. I think we can actually plant saplings. So I've got saplings in my inventory.
Yeah.
We can straight up plant wild saplings. All right, I'm going to do that just, like, real quick. Oh, my goodness, they grow fast. Or at least they look like they grow fast.
Yeah, so if you want to actually surround much of our base in trees, that should help. At least a little bit.
I'm doing a test... a couple of test rows in the wow, okay, they grow really fast. They almost grow faster in the wild than sticking them into a greenhouse, I'm assuming. They looks that way anyway.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Wowzers. Okay, I mean that's great. All right, we'll see if this makes a meaningful difference to the pollution stats. Tiles. What do tiles mean? So we got air filters that are reducing the pollution. We've got tiles that are reducing the pollution.
I think just ground tiles do. As in, like, grass?
As in literally grass, okay.
Yeah.
Right. That is unique. I guess.
Okay, how do I make silicon again? In Furnaces. Oh, industrial furnace and advanced furnace. You have options here. Oh, but they're huge. How
Ovens.
fast does an advanced furnace craft? 12.
12? That's very
not
fast,
great.
right?
I take a look at ovens.
What?
Oh,
Sorry,
man.
what are ovens? I know you're crazy about
So
ovens.
ovens are the really giant ones.
Yeah.
Let's see. Biggest ovens, maximum craft speed is 336.
Oh, wow. Okay, all right. That's a pretty big difference then.
Yeah.
I don't know. It sounded pretty good to me.
Yeah, I
But,
mean, 12 is pretty great. It's
yeah.
just...
It's no oven.
Yeah, it's no oven. It's why I wanted to get ovens so bad last time when we were playing. It's like, but if we can just get ovens, then
Just
our
ovens.
entire setup is completely different.
Moats and ovens.
Oh,
The Wonder Way.
Does this not transfer? Oh, you. I hate you.
Excuse me.
I wanted to set it up so that the quartz factories would just be outputting water into each other. It doesn't work that way.
Uh-huh.
Because you know with the steam engine ones, you can just pass water like down the line or steam
Yep.
down the line, and
Yep,
it works
yep.
great.
Mm-hmm.
Does not work that way.
Looks like we both had an
reviews.
experience that we thought would work and then subsequently didn't. Factorio is a cruel mistress.
It is. Okay. It is easily rectified.
Okay, and right, I think I'm getting there. I'm so close to having insane wood. That's an insane wood setup. Excuse me, I didn't.
Hello.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I love innuendos.
I know. It's I was so unintentional as well. I was so in the zone. Didn't even think.
I just own it at this point. It's like
Yeah, double
I
down.
could. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, fair play.
Did I say something remotely embarrassing? It's not embarrassing. It was intentional. Was it not intentional? It was intentional.
Okay, you know what? That brings me on to another topic of conversation. When somebody asks, "What do you do for a job?" What do you say?
So I almost never talk to other human beings. So I actually don't really have that situation. Luckily I can just say like I'm a YouTuber and almost everybody gets it nowadays. Back
Yeah.
back in 2015, 2016, I don't think as many people kind of understood. I don't think the overall awareness over what doing YouTube for a living even entailed. Like I think most people are just still kind of like, what is that? But now like you have Twitch superstars everywhere.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I think that sort of thing is actually baked into people's heads. So yeah, I can so back in 2015 I was applying to work or not work. I was applying to live at just various apartments in the US. Because I'd been living in my parents' basement for much of the beginning of my channel's life. Just because, yeah, paying bills on a YouTuber salary can be not great. And so, 2015, 2016, I had to prove my income with a lot of these places and say, like, yes, I'm not just some shiftless nobody that isn't going to make rent because their silly YouTube videos didn't make enough money this month.
Yeah.
And then when I was house hunting out here in Oregon, every single landlord, landlady, land whoever, with the exception of the ones that I currently have, were like, oh, you're one of those people. Cool. Yeah. Just, just give us, like, some basic proof of, like, you're not poor. And we don't care anymore. And I was like, this is nice. I feel recognized. And, 2 of them wanted to know if I knew Game Grumps. And were, trying to, like, get tips for their own kids who had YouTube aspirations. And I'm not gonna say... I said no. Oh, shoot. Wait, what? Okay, there we go.
Did you shut that down hard?
No, I just said make sure they go to college. Find something else to
do. Nice. Yeah, fair enough.
Like, no matter what, I feel like YouTube should always be the secondary side plan for everyone that wants to get into it. Same thing with Twitch. That just going full in on it almost never works. And while it worked for me, that's because I was unemployed anyway and I didn't have anything better to do. But for most people, generally better to focus on, a career and then just do videos on the side.
I think that's the thing about everything, right? This is the same with everything. Like, depending on what you do. If you want to run a coffee shop,
yeah,
in your spare time,
that might be a little harder.
Yeah, but I mean, look, if you have I think the point is that if you have, like, something to fall back on, whether it's a degree or whether it's a job, then it works, or it can work.
Okay. Oh, I remember why I'm setting up this entire ridiculous thing.
Okay. Oh, so close. So close. So close to working. And yet, so far. Alright. So, do you never call yourself an entertainer? Do you ever think of yourself as an entertainer?
I do. I think part of it is I avoid that specifically because that gets a little too at least in the US that gets a little too close to people that work at, like, theme parks or, like, stand-up comedians. And I realize that I'm effectively a sit-down comedian. So it's not actually that far off, but calling myself, like, an online content creator gets the alternative version of the glazed over effect, where they don't understand, but they at least kind of have a base conception of what you're talking about. And so, I've had 1 or 2 people ask me, like, do you know TikTok or Instagram? Are you famous on those instead? I'm just like, nope.
Do you play Fortnite?
I did at launch, but I was so hoping the single player on that was, or the co-op mode on that was going to be real fun, and it was not. I was sad. And then went Battle Royale, and I'm like, this game is dead to me now.
Yeah.
That's besides the point, though. But I think part of it is, once again, I'm not around enough other people to really talk about, like, what I do. I know Alexa was talking about how one of his coworkers found out he did YouTube and was talking about, like, making, what, $5 a month or something like that from YouTube videos. And it's like, ooh, that's, sure.
Lame take. Yeah.
How about you? Do you have to explain what you do on your spare time to many people, or you pretty mum about it?
I do. No, I do. I have to do it because I still work. I have a job. Do quite a lot of stuff actually, but yeah, like it's a problem, and a lot of the people that I have to talk to just have no idea. They know what YouTube is, but YouTube is a place that you go to watch,
dumb cat videos.
Yeah, dumb cat videos and videos on how to repair a light bulb in a car. It's like, I don't know. It's just not commonly associated with, I don't think, either making money or or playing video games in the minds of many.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just something to think about, because I think a lot of people who create content for a living are looking for that, you know, that one phrase which can explain to everyone with enough vagary that it ends the conversation, but at the same time also supplies enough information just to satisfy people's curiosity. Yeah. Hence why I say entertainer, because I think that is like my best. That is my best attempt at explaining what I do.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
What I should do is actually ask my mother, because she works for... well, I guess she works for the Massachusetts state government, and so she interacts with a lot of people, and I guess she talks about me not infrequently. And so I should really ask her at some point, being like, how do your coworkers respond to my existence? Because you talk about me clearly.
Yeah, that's super interesting, actually.
Because for me, like, I barely leave the house, and if I do, I'm around other YouTubers or streamers, so everybody knows exactly what I do. The weirder conversation that I have is explaining that I actually am one of the rare ones that do this full time. Mm-hmm. It is... most of the people that I interact with, or at least used to interact with when I went outside with other people, were very much like in the... they would look at Jonas Fatson and think he had a large channel territory.
Okay.
Which
wow.
really isn't a knock against him. He actually has achieved quite a fair bit. But, you know, a number of these people are talking about being excited how close they are to earning affiliate on Twitch.
Yeah.
And I'm...
yeah.
Yeah, and I sit there because, like, I'm not going to say anything because that would be rude. And I don't really even judge them for that because I remember exactly being there years ago and being as excited as I was.
Yeah.
But there's that little monologue in the back of my head, and it's like, I really shouldn't talk about this too much because I feel like conversations would get kind of weird.
Yeah. That's an interesting one, actually. That's an interesting one. Yeah. You bring up an interesting point, actually. There's definitely... I don't know. What do you think has changed the most for you, given... or the difference between I don't know, 1,000 subscribers, 100,000 subscribers, and now 300,000 subscribers? What's changed?
I mean, apart from the fact that livable wage, the main thing that has changed from my perspective truly has just been how much less manageable my comment section is on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Twitch has been very behaved, but I think I have a very sleepy audience because of my voice, for the most part.
Uh-huh.
But, my comment section is a nightmare beast, and my inbox is a nightmare beast, and the two of those are spooky, and I don't like them.
So what do you reckon changed? What do you reckon changed with the comments? What changed?
When you're small, your videos don't end up in front of everyone. You end up in front of usually kind of the niche audience that you've cultivated, plus certain interested parties. Whereas nowadays, well, you brought up Into the Breach. I don't know if I'm one of the top videos for it, but I was top enough that my Into the Breach videos racked up an extra 10,000 views this month alone because of the Epic Games free game. And what that ends up doing is it actually is really bad for the videos because they get 0 watch time for the amount of people actually watching. And so, like, I'm not going to begrudge it happening because, you know, some people stick around. But what it does do is it attracts a lot of people that have 0 interest in me as a person or as a creator. And so there's that like, kind of peanut gallery effect where they'll just do, like, a drive-by rude comment. And I think I always got those people, you know, years ago. But there's so many more of them now that it feels harder to manage.
Yeah. And that's the biggest change, you would say?
I think so, yeah. Like,
comment sections
honestly,
and emails?
kind of just the same thing. Emails is just bad because I have a billion PR companies. They're like, Water, check out this game. And I'm like, oh no.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can only do so much.
I don't know. I feel like, obviously not to the same extent as you, but I already get like, I don't know, 20 emails a day from games that I'm never going to play.
Yep.
And it's just like, if you even looked at my channel, you would know that I would not ever play a twin stick Twitch shooter on some stupid mobile game. It's just not, no.
Yeah.
Go away.
It's not your flavor, so please don't bother me about it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the one that makes me the saddest almost are the people that are clearly like students or beginner devs, because they have like an interesting game, but it just looks so bad because they didn't hire an artist. It wasn't in the budget. And I have to sit there and just kind of ignore them, mainly just because it's impossible for me to respond to everything. And I'm like, I know they reached out super hopefully. They might even be one of those people that is watching. And I have to callously just either say no or say nothing. Yeah. And I understand just how hard it is to be one of those developers.
What really irritates me, and this is maybe a very, very petty pet peeve, but when developers have a great game and then they don't have a press kit.
Yes.
And it's like,
yeah.
I feel like I don't know a huge amount about marketing or advertising, but like it's a pretty core part of any, assets that I work with or whatever. It's like the press kit. The press kit is where to start. Yeah. And if a game doesn't have that, it's an immediate red flag to me that's like, okay, you're not professional, you haven't researched this, you don't know what the heck you're doing. Even if your game is good, the fact that you're not able to communicate it is a big problem to me.
Yeah, I actually just finally give me a second.
Yeah, all good.
I just realized why it's lagging. We have too many alien artifacts on the ground. And
is
we're
that
not
it?
Sucking them up. Yeah. There's actually not a whole lot of aliens, but there are so many alien artifacts on the ground that the game is just absolutely dying. Alright. And actually there's a decent number of aliens hanging out here, but oh boy, this is rough in its own way.
Mm-hmm. I need to come up there and check out what's going on, actually.
It's not so bad. Turns out increasing the maze has made the aliens 1,000 times stupider, which is exactly kind of what I needed.